So there are many of you that will be eligible to receive an extra $200 monthly Social Security benefit boost this year. The SSA has confirmed that there are eligibility requirements to receive this increase in monthly benefits. So in this fourth stimulus check update, I'm going over the most important stimulus news. So the 2022 COLA increases have been applied to new Social Security recipients and their payments for February, and these boosted checks will start to hit bank accounts very soon. This year, the highest COLA ever will be applied to benefits with a 5.9% increase to account for rampant and sudden inflation during the crisis. But this means that monthly benefits will also be increased. Some beneficiaries will also see a larger increase than others, while each person's Social Security benefit will depend on their earnings and the amount of years worked. There is a group of beneficiaries that will be receiving an extra $200 or more per month in their benefit check, in order for a 5.9% increase to result in an extra $200 per month in benefits. You would have needed to have received at least $3,300 per month in 2021. The maximum benefit for someone who retired at age 7 years in 2021 was around $3,800. Now I know many of you are wondering how you can receive this extra boosted payment. The SSA establishes a maximum amount of earnings that will be taxed by Social Security. This figure changes from year to year to adjust for inflation, and is the amount on which the SSA calculates the maximum Social Security benefit. If you earn above the maximum any one year, the SSA will only use the maximum to calculate your benefits. Maximum taxable earnings increased from $142,000 to $147,000 in 2022. The maximum benefit depends on the age you retire. For instance, if you retire at age 67, which is the full retirement age, in January 2022, your maximum benefit would be around $3,345. But if you retire at age 62 in 2022, your maximum benefit would be around $2,364, according to the SSA at least. If you retire at age 70 in 2022, your maximum benefit will be around $4,200. But another big change this year, friends, for Social Security is that the Social Security retirement age has increased. While you can start Social Security payments at age 62, your monthly checks are reduced if you begin collecting benefits at this age. To claim your full benefit, you have to sign up for Social Security at your full retirement age, which varies by your birth year. The full retirement age used to be 65 for those born in 1937 or earlier. The full retirement age further increases in 2-month increments, each year to 66 and 10 months for those born in 1959, up from 66 and 8 months for those whose birth year is 1958. The full retirement age will remain age 67 for everyone born in 1960 or later. This means workers who are eligible for Social Security can start payments at age 62 regardless of their full retirement age. But if the benefit reduction for early claiming is bigger, for those who have an older retirement age, you can increase your monthly Social Security payments by delaying claiming Social Security after your full retirement age up until age 70. However, those who have an older retirement age have fewer months to delay claiming Social Security and less of an opportunity to earn delayed retirement credits. And I know many of you are wondering about extra relief for people that will not be receiving the extra $200 monthly benefit boost. Well, since the crisis began, millions of people already received stimulus checks to help them survive.
I rise today regarding President Biden's nominees to the Federal Reserve. I just came from the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee, where we met in order to advance an extraordinary group of candidates who were nominated to the Federal Reserve. As our nation's top economic policymakers, these nominees will be charged with steering our country through one of the most difficult environments the Fed has faced in many years. But Republicans have decided to block any attempt for the Banking Committee to consider this group. Why? Because they object to one of the nominees whom they have pummeled with particularly desperate attacks. Professor Sarah Bloom Raskin will bring deep experience to the role of the Fed Vice Chair for Supervision. During the height of the 2008 financial crisis, she was on the front lines as the state of Maryland's top financial regulator. As our country slogged through the aftermath of the crisis, Professor Raskin was a governor of the Federal Reserve, facing difficult policy decisions as she worked to help families rebuild. She then served as Deputy Treasury Secretary, helping to shepherd our nation through the post-crash economic expansion, an expansion that has turned out to be the longest on record right up until the pandemic struck. Professor Raskin has unparalleled expertise in both the monetary policy and financial regulatory components of the job. Few people in the entire nation are as qualified for this role as she is. Now, I understand that Republicans are launching hysterical attacks on her over climate issues. Never mind that her views align with those of the rest of the nominees. Never mind that she has a history of sound judgment at the Fed. Never mind that community bankers have spoken glowingly of how well she worked with them during a time of great stress. Never mind anything. The Republicans are also launching bad faith attacks about ethics without the facts to back them up. Now, if we're going to discuss ethics, then let's be clear. Professor Raskin has voluntarily committed to the strongest ethics standards and post-employment limitations of any nominee to the Federal Reserve ever. In fact, each of these nominees has voluntarily committed to stronger ethics standards, except one, Jerome Powell. That's right. Republicans on the Banking Committee are united in voting for the only one of the 5 Fed nominees we are considering today who has refused to voluntarily commit to stronger ethics standards. This is particularly hypocritical because Chair Powell is currently presiding over the biggest ethics scandal in the Fed's more than century-long history. We should recognize these attacks on Professor Raskin for what they are. There is no actual concern about Professor Raskin's ethics or about her extraordinary qualifications. No, these are bad faith attempts to take down a highly qualified candidate who is committed to actually doing the job of regulating the biggest financial institutions. Let's be absolutely clear about what is happening here. When President Biden decided to renominate Jerome Powell to run the Federal Reserve, he did so over the objections of myself and others who believe that a Trump Republican who is a lifelong Wall Street banker and whose record clearly demonstrates an allergy to financial regulation is a dangerous choice for the Fed chair. I lost that argument, and the president instead extended an olive branch to all of the Republicans in this chamber who urged the Democratic president to let Republican Jay Powell